Hello everyone. Now is it audible, guys? Everyone. Hello Kumar, Naveen. Okay, again, welcome to the BYJU'S exam prep, the most comprehensive app for all competitive exams. This is Sanjay Rathi, guys, and I am going to start a very important session for you. That is network plus what analog plus what digital, guys. Okay. Now, if you want to start your preparation, then it is very easy to get the command over these three subjects within 1 month. Right now, it is we have the around 7 months for GATE examination, GATE 2024. Then you can get the command over network plus digital plus analog within 1 month. And I am going to start with the basics of network. Then I will give the idea about the basics of analog. Then what basics of digital. And why these three subjects? Anyone? Do you have any idea why these three subjects? Because these three subjects are what interlinked. Okay, network, concept of network, we are going to use this concept in what analog, and the concept of network we are going to use in what digital, in logic families and in different questions like multi-vibrator question, bistable, monostable and astable multi-vibrators. Okay, so these subjects are very important. Again, these subjects are very important for what VLSI, analog plus digital. In number of interviews, they will ask questions from what digital and what analog. And that's why, guys, these subjects are very important one. Bina network, it is very difficult to solve the questions from what all the core subject, whether it is machine, power system or power electronics. Second important thing, go through the weightage of that. In a previous class, I have given the weightage of network, analog and what digital. What about the important topics, expected topics, and what about the last 5-year weightage of this subject? To go through my previous lecture now, and we are going to start one series, guys, GATE 2024, BYJU'S Premium League BPL for electronics, electrical and computer science branch. That is what YouTube plus app series. Right, and theoretical part on YouTube, then numericals on what app. This is the YouTube plus app series, and this is again a golden opportunity for you to start your preparation, guys. Now you can starting soon, then subscribe our channel so that you will get the notification about this session. Okay, and this Sunday on 20th June at 7:30 p.m. okay, sorry, called Tuesday, tomorrow means Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. How to GATE in 8 months live interactive workshop. That is the free workshop by Rakesh Talreja sir. Okay, MTech from IISc Bangalore, AIR 9 in GATE, 12 plus years of teaching experience. And if you want to get the idea how to clear the GATE exam with the top rank, if you have some questions, then this is the session for you. But already I have said that start your preparation with us. Now this is the right time to start your preparation for GATE 2024. Don't wait for the right time. This is the right time. Okay. Now, guys, this is my introduction. Myself Sanjay Rathi, and I am having around 22 years of teaching experience. हर साल मैं पढ़ाने के बाद यही बात बोलता हूँ कि लोग इंतजार करते हैं, आज से स्टार्ट करेंगे, कल से स्टार्ट करेंगे और फिर वो नोटिफिकेशन आने के बाद स्टार्ट करते हैं. गेट का नोटिफिकेशन आता है, तो गेट के नोटिफिकेशन के बाद वी आर नॉट हैविंग द इनफ टाइम. Okay, please use my experience, and these are my ranks: AIR 16 in ESE 2005, AIR 21 in ESE 2008. That is engineering services exam conducted by UPSC, and I have trained more than 1 lakh students for these competitive exams. तो बहुत सारे बच्चों ने टॉप किया है, सिंगल डिजिट रैंक लाए हैं, फर्स्ट लेकर आते हैं. लेकिन जितना आप अर्ली स्टार्ट करेंगे, जितना आप इंस्ट्रक्शंस फॉलो करेंगे, उतने आपका सक्सेस फिक्स हो जाएगी. ओके, देन अब मैं स्टार्ट करूंगा नेटवर्क से. नेटवर्क सर्किट थ्योरी. इन अ प्रीवियस क्लास आई हैव गिवन यू द आइडिया अबाउट द सिलेबस. तो ब्रॉडली वी कैन डिवाइड द सिलेबस इन व्हाट? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बेसिक्स. बेसिक्स मीन्स what is charge, what is current, what is voltage, series connection, parallel connection, voltage division rule, current division rule. Okay, and then how we can find the equivalent resistance, equivalent capacitance, equivalent inductance. Under DC condition, what is the nature of the capacitor? What is the nature of the inductor? Series and parallel connection of the capacitor and what? Inductor. Okay. Once you will get the idea how to solve the questions based on resistor, inductor and capacitor, right? and how to apply the KCL or KVL, then it will become very, very easy for you. Second important thing, if some graph is given, then how to find the slope of that particular graph and how to find the equation for that particular graph. So normally we are getting this type of questions in exam, 1 marks question, or sometimes it is of 2 marks question. Okay, so I am going to start, guys. So then what is the electric circuit? When we are talking about the circuit or network or circuit theory, then simple, an electric circuit is an interconnection of the electrical elements, right? Now this is a simple, we are connecting what? Resistor, inductor, capacitor, or what? Batteries, voltage source or current sources. Okay, and there are two types of voltage and current sources. One is what? Independent current sources, one is called dependent sources. Independent sources as well as dependent sources, these are active sources. But when we are talking about the resistor, inductor and capacitor, these are the passive elements, guys. Now what is the charge? As you know, what is the charge of an electron? Anyone in comments box, please give me the answer. That is Q, or that is 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb, and the unit of the charge is what? Coulomb, and that is the charge of electron. This charge is what? Negative. That charge is what? Negative. But remember, guys, this is a very large, this what? 1 coulomb is what? Very large unit. Normally in electronics we are not using this value. What we are using normally? Microcoulomb, or what? Nanocoulomb, or what? Millicoulomb, and so on. These are the smaller unit. As you know, 1 microcoulomb is what? 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. 1 nanocoulomb means what? 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb. So that is the value we are using. But in circuit theory or network, sometimes they will give you the very simple questions, how to find the current and so on. So please, with the help of this, you can find the values. Then that is about the charge. Then simple, what is the current? Current is nothing but the rate of change of charge, dq by dt. And what is the unit here? Ampere. Dq by dt, and what is the unit here? Ampere. So that is the rate of change of charge. So we are not using this unit, that is the 1 coulomb per second. We are using what? Ampere. Okay, the time rate of change of charge measured in ampere. Then third thing is what? Voltage. Voltage means the voltage between 2 points A and B. Is electric circuit is the energy or work needed to move a unit charge from A to B. Suppose this is the point A, suppose this is the point B, and if you want to move a charge of 1 coulomb from this point to this point, from point A to what? Point B, then this is the voltage between the 2 points, and electric is energy needed to move a unit charge from A to B. Now what is the unit we are using? We are using the energy for, that is what? QV. Q, that is the value of the charge, V is the voltage. Sometimes we are using this formula to find the energy or work done on a particular charge, and that is the formula dW by dQ, right? When we are dividing, when we are differentiating with respect to Q, you will get the voltage across the point V, A and B. These are the basic parameters, very, very basic one. Okay. Then finally, what? Power. When we are going to find the power, power is the time rate of expanding or absorbing the energy measured in what? Watt. Okay. So guys, the power means what? When I am saying that dW by dt, but normally we are using this unit, that is what? P is equal to what? VI. V into I. And we are getting the formula from that. Power is the rate of expanding or absorbing energy, that is given by dW by dt, and we are writing like dQ by dt. Already I have proved that dW by dQ is nothing but V and dQ by dt is nothing but I. It is the power. We are using this formula. So what is the important about the power? Now I want response from all the students. We are using the passive sign convention here. What is the passive sign convention here? Give me the answer for these questions. Okay. For example, we are having any element here. Let. Now, across this we are having the voltage light. This is the plus minus VI. and the current enter through the plus and leave the minus. Now there is a power across this element, right? P, that is given by V into I. Now tell me guys, that particular element will absorb the power or deliver the power? What is this? A for absorb the power and B for deliver the power. And that is the polarity. It will enter through the plus, leave the minus. Enter through the plus and leave the minus. It may be any element. It may be resistor, inductor, capacitor or any battery. And that is the I. And this is the voltage V across that. It will enter through the minus, leave the plus, and that is the I. Yes, please. Any answer? Okay. Vikram. Yes. If the correct power enter through the plus, leave the minus. Anything, whether it is a voltage source, current source, or what, resistor, inductor, or capacitor, current enter through the plus, leave the minus, then it will absorb. Yes, right answer. That is the P is given by V into I. Positive value. It is the power absorbed. Right? Then, if the current, then just opposite that, if the current enter through the negative, leave the positive. Enter through the negative, leave the positive, then power is given by minus VI. Negative power. Negative means what? Power delivered by that element. Power delivered by that particular element. Okay? This is the case, guys. For example, very, very simple, if you want to get the idea about that, right? Now, watch this. Now, this is the any circuit, and give me the answer for this question. This is the battery. This is one resistor. And this is another resistor. This is the 5 ohm. This is the 15 ohm. And that is the 40 volt. Okay. Then find the power given by this battery. It will deliver or it will absorb. Okay, tell me. What is the power delivered by this particular battery? So why we are saying that power delivered by this battery? Because when we are calculating the current here, when we are calculating the current here in this loop, this current will go through this branch I, then this, then that is the current. First of all, R equivalent, these two resistors are connected in series. That's why it will become what? 20 ohm. Then what is the I? V by R equivalent, that is 40 by 20. That will become 2 ampere. Okay, this is the 2 ampere. Then this current, watch this. This current will enter into the negative terminal and leave the positive terminal. Enter through the negative terminal and leave the positive terminal. And that's why this battery will deliver the power. That's why this battery will deliver the power. So what is the power delivered? Minus V into I. That is nothing but minus 40 into 2. That is minus 80 watt. Minus 80. Okay, yes, 80 watt, that is delivered by the battery. So we are getting the minus 80, you can write, or you can write 80 watt delivered. Now, what is the power dissipated across the resistor? And first of all, find the V1, then find the V2. So when we are going to find the V1, V1 will become I into R1. I is 2, what is the value of the R1? 5 ohm, 10 volt. What is the V2? I into R2. Because these two are connected in series, current will remain same. 2 into 15. That is what? 30 volt. Okay. Now, for new students, watch that. If we are applying the 40 volt, so out of 40 volt, 10 volt will come across the resistor 5 ohm and the remaining the 30 volt will come across the resistor 15 ohm. So this is the 10 plus 30, there is the total voltage is what? 40 volt. And that circuit will satisfy which law? Yes, tell me, that circuit will satisfy which law? Then Guys, second important thing, if once you have the V1, once you have the V2, what is the direction of the current? Current enter through the plus, leave the minus. Enter through the plus, leave the minus. So what is the power across this R1? What is the power across this R2? PR1 is given by I into V. What is the I? 2 ampere, and what is the V? 10 volt, 20 watt. What is the PR2? I into V2. 2 into 30, that is what? 60 watt. So what is the power delivered to this? 20 watt. What is the power delivered to this? 60 watt. 20 plus 60, that is the total 80 watt is delivered. Okay, and which law is satisfied? KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law. Vikram, your answer is correct. Kirchhoff's voltage law. So minus 40, when we are writing, this is the minus 40, and what is the drop here? 10 volt, and what is the drop here? 20. So we are writing minus 40 plus V1. What is the V1? Plus V2 is equal to what? 0. So KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law is satisfied. Minus 40 plus 10 plus 30, that will be 0. Now, what is the power delivered by the battery? 80 watt. What is the power delivered by this resistor? 20 watt. What is the power absorbed by this resistor? 20 watt, or we are saying that dissipated. Power dissipated across this resistor is 60 watt. So what is the total summation? Power delivered is equal to what? Power absorbed. 80 watt is delivered, 80 watt is absorbed. So if suppose you are going to get the summation of this, I is equal to 1, 2, because there are 3 elements. What is the Pi? That will be 0. Means P1, because that is because of the battery, PR1 plus PR2, that is equal to what? 0. Minus 80 plus 20 plus 20 is equal to what? 0. That is the value 0. Now tell me which theorem is satisfied. You have any idea about that theorem? Because here in objective in other exam like ISRO, DRDO or what GATE examination, but that theorem is not mentioned in the syllabus of GATE examination. But they may ask, in engineering services, they may ask what is the theorem that will satisfy by this equation, that summation of the power is equal to what? 0. I is equal to 1 up to 1, n element, this is the Pi, that is equal to what? 0. Power delivered is equal to power absorbed, and the summation will become 0. Right? Now, that is the simple, or sometimes we are getting a very conceptual question on that. This theorem is called what? Telegan's theorem. What is the theorem? Telegan's theorem. Whether it is a linear network or non-linear network. Yes, you have given the right answer. Whether it is a linear network, non-linear network, any lumped parameters, we can apply the Telegan's theorem. Power delivered is equal to power absorbed. And always that summation is what? Summation of these two is all 0. Now, okay, that is a very basic concept. So please always watch this passive sign convention. This is called sign convention. Okay. Now, this, after getting the idea about this, now guys, already I have given you the idea what is the passive sign convention and so on. Now try to solve this question. Try to solve this question quickly. Very easy one. The current flowing through an element is 2 ampere. For 0 is less than t is less than 1, and 2t square ampere for t greater than 1. Calculate the charge entering the element from t equal to 0 to t up to what? T equal to 2 seconds. What is the charge? What is the charge total entered for this element, and what is the current here? The current is given the equation. Now you have to find the charge. You have to find what? Charge. Okay. Then what is the relation between the charge and what? Current. Normally we are saying that I is equal to what? dq by dt. What is the charge then? It will become integral of what? I dt, 0 to t. Integral of I dt 0 to what? T. Then number of times we have to use this equation For example, if you want to find the charge across the capacitor, if you want to find the voltage across the capacitor, then again we have to use this formula, right? And how the capacitor will allow the sudden change of voltage when we are giving what impulsive current, then this all concept will be clear with this equation. This is a very basic equation. Q is equal to 0 to T I dt. Always remember, if this current is finite, if this has the finite value, then that there should be some interval so that we can store some charge, right? What is the charge here? Within 2 seconds means simply from this equation we have to integrate it. What is the charge? 0 to 1. What is that? I 2 ampere 2 dt plus 1 to 2 2t square dt. Simply you have to use this equation. What is the Q? 2t. What is the limit? 0 to 1 plus 2 t cube by 3 1 to 2. Then what is the Q here? It will become 1 minus 0 plus this will become 2 by 3. When I am putting the 2, it will become 8. 2 cube is 8 minus 1. Then 2 plus 14 by 3. And that will become 20 by 3. Am I correct? Check my calculation. You all are expert on this, right? 20 by 3. Any other student, please give me the answer. What is the answer for this question? 20 by what? 3. So that is a very, very simple one, right? 20 by 3 coulomb. Now I want to get the idea about because we are learning about the basics of the network. Now this is the 20 by 3, means you have to integrate from the limits 0 to 1, because 0 to 1 this is the equation, then for t greater than 1, that is the equation 2t square. That's why we have to integrate it, and then we are getting the 20 by 3 coulomb charge. That is the answer for this particular question. Now give me the idea for the slope or equation for this line. Okay. For example, it is I, it is given, it is time, it is given, right? Then this is the value, it is given. Okay. Just I am giving you the any value. Please give me the equation. Random value I am providing you. Okay. This is 6, this is 4. Okay, tell me guys, what is the slope of this line? This is the I, that is the time. This is the time in seconds. One by one, everyone. So, Venki, hi, how are you? Gautam Das, good answer. Take we are dealing with what the basics. First of all, we will get the idea about the basic. Quickly, we will cover the basics. Then, total session, 8 session I am going to take, where I will give you the idea about the network, analog and digital, and how these subjects are interlinked. At the end, there will be 2 quizzes. So, try to attend those quizzes and try to solve the questions. And then we will enter into the next step. So just start your preparation with me. Okay, then tell me, what is the number of students are confused with this. This is the I, that is the time. What is the slope of this line and what is the equation of this line? Tell me. From 0 to 2, how you can define the current? From 0 to 2, what is the value of the current? If that graph is given, then if you know what is the slope? The formula for the slope is I2 minus I1, that is the Y2 minus Y1 upon T2 minus T1. So what is the Y2 here? I2 here 6. What is the I1 here? 0. What is the T2 here? 2. And what is the T2 here? 0. Then the slope will become 3. What is the slope of this line from this point to this point? 3. And watch the interception. Interception is 0 here. It will intersect at 0. This is the 0. And this is the y-axis. What is the intersection with the y-axis? 0. Now, normally what is the equation of the line y is equal to mx plus c? On x-axis we are taking the time. On y-axis we are getting the I current. Then it will become 3t. Because the interception c is 0 and the line, equation of the line is what? 3t. Equation of the line is what? 3t. Now, same equation you have to find for different things. You may have to find for the charge or any other thing. So that is the equation 3t. Okay. Now, tell me what is the equation of this line? What is the equation of this line? It will exist from 2 to 4. 2 to 4 means this is the x2, this is the x1, this is the y2, that is the x1. You can find the slope. Remember, when we are moving from left to right, the slope will decrease. When we are moving from left to right, the slope will decrease. If it is decreasing, means what? Slope is negative. If when we are moving from left to right, if it is increasing, we are increasing the value, then slope is positive. The slope for this line is 3. Again, that slope is positive. But what about this slope? It is negative. Now, for second portion slope, y2, 4 minus 6 upon what? 4 minus 2. Then you can find the slope for the second portion. For second portion, the slope is m2 is equal to, this is the 4 minus 6 upon 4 minus 2. That will become minus 1. Minus 1. Okay, give me the answer in comments box. That is the minus 1. If the slope for this line is minus 1, means we are simply, when we are moving by the 2 steps on x-axis, we are decreasing by the 2 steps in the y-axis, means in 1 step we are going to decrease by 1, and that's why the slope is minus 1. Here, in a 2 steps, when we are moving in a 2 steps, we are increasing by the 6 steps. So in 1 step, 6 by 2, that is the slope is 3. Slope is minus 1. Similarly, then this value, for example, I have not given this value, no problem, that this is the 5. Now, when we are moving with the 1 step, that is from 4 to 5, this is the 1 step, we are increasing from what? 4 to 7, that is increased by what? 3 steps, from 4 to 7, and that's why the slope of this line is again 3, because it is a 1 step, 5 minus 4, that is 1 step, and this is the increase from the 4 to 7, that is by the 3 steps, that's why it is the slope is what? 3. Now, here, from 5 to 8, this is what? Total 3, and we are decreasing from what? 7 to 8, 7 to 0, this is the 0 value. Or here we are increasing from what? 5 to 8, that is the 3 steps, then this is the 7 by 3. But what about the slope? Because we are decreasing from 7 to 0, so what is the change? 7, and what is the here? 3, 7 by 3, but that slope is what? Negative, minus 7 by 3. This is the plus 3, this is the minus 1, that is the plus 3. So please try to find the slope of the line. Now, what is the complete equation of this portion? That is the objective. From this portion to this portion, what will be the equation? Okay. Now, if you want to find the equation of this portion, for example, if you want to find the equation of this portion minus 1, already we have find the slope minus 1. Then remember, y is equal to mx plus c. I is equal to minus 1. This is the minus 1 slope t plus what? C. Now this is the minus t plus c. Now, how we can find the value of the c? There are different way, but I am giving you the very simple way. Exactly at t equal to 4, what is the value? 4. So we can write at t equal to 4, I is equal to 4. Put here 4, put here minus 4, because it is minus 1 dot t. it is become minus 4 t minus 4 plus c. So what is the value of the c? 8. And that's why this equation will become minus t plus 8. Minus t plus 8. Now exactly at 4 put the value minus 4 plus 8, you will get the 4. Exactly at 2 put the value minus 2 plus 8, you will get the value 6. And exactly at 0 you will get the 8. It will intersect with the point 8 here. So that is the value. In this way we can find the equation. Right? That is just put the derivative of y with respect to this, that is we are getting the slope. हाँ slope है लेकिन this is a straight line guys, so how directly we can find the slope of this line. Now next one. Next. Okay, so tell me finally what is the equation for the last one. That is the homework for you. That is the slope already I have given minus 7 by 3. Minus 7 by 3. Then what is the equation here? Y is equal to mx plus c. What is the interception? I is equal to minus 7 by 3t plus c. You have to find the value of the c here. Value of c here. Okay. Now you can find the value of the c. क्या होगा बोलिए जल्दी से. What is the value of the c in this question? Yes, please tell me. Value of the c. Any idea? Okay, so please give me the answer in the comments box. Now I am going to explain you some basic idea about the resistor, inductor and capacitor. Okay, and very easy, already I have given you the hint. Give me the answer in the comments box. What is the value of the interception? That is given the value at the 5 is what, 7, and value at the 8 it is what, 0. Then you can find the value of the c. Now again in basic, always remember Vikram, you have given the 56 by 3. Good. So what about the other students, guys? Give me the answer. Yes, you can find that. Right? Simply at 8 it will become 0. Because I will become 0. Minus 7 by 3 into 8 plus c. 56 by 3. 56 by 3. C is what? 56 by 3. So this is again basic. अब बोलेंगे कई लोग सर इतना बेसिक कहाँ आता है, ये तो सब हमको आता है. मैं आपको बता दूं, that is my experience. Here number of students are not comfortable with the slopes, right? They are not able to find the slopes, right? And that's why they are not giving the answer. And if we are not comfortable with this basics, then how we can solve the conceptual questions? So don't worry about the time. अगर आपको लग रहा है दिक्कत है तो अगले 1 महीने तक ना पूरे बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करो, 11-12 तक के कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर करो, थोड़ा सा मैथ्स के इंटीग्रेशन वगैरह क्लियर करो, तो देखो तब आपको बहुत तेजी से चीजें समझ में आएंगी. ओके, इसलिए हमेशा बोलता हूँ मैथ्स पढ़ो, एप्टीट्यूड, नेटवर्क, सिग्नल एंड सिस्टम से स्टार्ट कीजिए अपनी प्रिपरेशन. अब आते हैं जरा, अगर अब मैं आपसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछूं कि that there are 2 resistors connected in parallel. 2 resistors are connected in parallel, right? And I am having here 20 ampere current. Then if this is the value of this is 5 ohm and value of this is 15 ohm, tell me what is the value of I1? Very simple question. What is the value of the I1? Current division rule, right? Now I am having the 20 ampere current source here. These 2 resistors are connected in parallel, R1 and R2. Then what is the current through the R1? You have to find. 5 ohm and 15 ohm, that 2 resistors are connected here. Very simple question. Okay, then now in a current division rule, remember I is what? V by R. It is inversely proportional to resistance. It is inversely proportional to resistance. We are saying that it is inversely proportional to resistance, or we can say it is directly proportional to what? 1 by R. Okay, remember it is directly proportional to what? 1 by R. So we are using what? Current division rule. when we are using the current division rule, what we are saying that I1 is equal to, this is the 20 ampere current, like this is the IS, divided by what, R1 plus R2, and when we have to find the current through the R1, we are multiplying with what, R2. Why? Because it is inversely proportional. So in this case, it will become what, 20 into 15 divided by 5 plus 15. That is nothing but 20 cancel, 15 ampere. 15 ampere current according to the current division rule. Now, suppose I am connecting the 3 resistors in series. Then 3 resistors are connected in series. For example, this is the 30 ampere current. First resistor, second resistance, and this is the third resistance, guys. Okay, then let 0.2, 0.3 and the value is 0.5 ohm. Now tell me, what is the current I1? If the 3 resistors are connected in series, 0.2, 0.3 and 0.5 ohm resistors are connected in series, and we are giving the 30 ampere current, then what is the value of the I1 here? Now when we are talking about the 3 resistance, guys, so normally what we are saying that I is proportional to what, 1 by R, means it is inversely proportional to resistance, but we can say it is directly proportional to what, 1 by R. It is directly proportional to what, 1 by R. If suppose some quantity is directly proportional, and if you want to write the I1, then this is the IS, then you can write IS upon 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Because it is directly proportional to 1 by R, you can write 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, and if you want to find the current across this, you can multiply with what, 1 by R. And now you can use this formula, guys. You can use this formula. Then in that case, it will become 30 into what, 1 by 0.2, that is nothing but 10 by 2, it is 5. And here you can write 1 by 0.2 plus 1 by 0.3 plus what, 1 by 0.5. Now you can solve it and you can get the answer for this particular questions. Or when we are solving this, then it will become IS into R2 R3 upon what, R1 R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1. And that is called the current division rule in case of what, 3 resistors connected in parallel, guys. So all are familiar. That is the, because we have around 7 to 8 months for GATE examination. So now I think that you are familiar with what series connection or parallel connection of resistance. Anyone, if you have any difficulty, then I will explain what is the series connection of the resistance, what is the parallel connection of the resistance, right? Or what series and parallel resistance or capacitance. Then, so that is about the resistance. This is the current division rule in case of 3 resistors connected in what, parallel. So that is the formula. You can directly use this formula because it is directly proportional to 1 by R, or you can use this formula. I1 is equal to IS R2 R3 upon that one. Denominator will remain same. Denominator will remain same. If suppose you want to find the I2, then IS into R1 R3. And the denominator will remain same. R1 R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1. You can use this formula to find the current through the R2. I2. Okay. Then now next topic. Next we will discuss. So already you have got the idea how to find the slope of this line. I have given you the how to find the current division rule and this one in parallel connection. Now watch this. Sometimes we have to calculate the energy. Okay, how we can find the energy? Please give me the answer for this question. An energy source forces a constant current of 2 ampere for 10 seconds to flow through a light bulb. Like this bulb is connected here. or we are connecting an energy source, it will force the current, what is the current, 2 ampere current for 10 seconds. So through a light bulb, if 2.3 kilojoule is given off in the form of light and heat energy, calculate the voltage drop across the bulb. What is the voltage drop across the bulb? You have to find the V. Right? Tell me in 10 seconds. Okay. What is the voltage drop across the bulb, guys? Okay. What is the answer? What is the answer for this particular question? Then try to understand. An energy source forces a constant current. If the 2 ampere current source is flowing here, 2 ampere, for how many time? For 10 seconds. So there are two ways. What is the energy is given by integral of p dt, 0 to t. What is the p? Already I have given v into I. If the v is constant, I is constant, and then t is constant, then what is the, it will become 0 to t v into I into dt. Guys, 0 to 10 seconds, and what is this? V is constant. We have to find the V. Then energy sources forces a constant current of 2 ampere for 10 seconds to flow the light bulb. This much is the energy. Then definitely what is the voltage drop across the bulb? Voltage drop across the bulb is what? Constant. So from this formula you can write, after integration you will get VI dt. VIT. Time is given as 10 seconds. So what is the V? Right. And what is the I by IT? That is nothing but charge. Or already I have given the energy is given by QV. Q. So what is the V? Energy by VQ. Energy dissipated upon. Now this is the value. Then it will become what? 2.3 kilojoule. 2.3 kilojoule. 2 ampere into 10. That is divided by 20, and you can find the voltage across the bulb. Voltage across the bulb, guys. I think 115. Okay, 115 volt. That is the voltage across the bulb, guys. So that is the another question. Okay. Then now this is the time for the homework. In next class, we will discuss about what voltage source and current source, and we will solve this homework, guys. Please try to solve this question. That is from the standard textbook. Try to solve quickly. 4, 5, 3, these 3 resistors are in series, 1 resistor is connected in parallel, again series, again parallel, again series, again parallel. Use your concept and give me the answer. By combining the resistor in figure, find the R equivalent. And everyone, please try to give the answer in comments box. This is the homework for you. Very, very simple question. Series parallel connection of the resistors. देखो भाई, गेट अगर निकालना है ना, तो आपको लगेगा सर ये क्या, ये तो सब बन जाएगा. कई लोगों की बात कर रहा हूं. अरे एग्जाम में ना आपको बनाना होगा, तो आप कितना फास्ट बनाते हैं, वार्म अप के लिए इसको बनाइए, जस्ट फॉर वार्म अप, कि आप कितना क्विकली इसे बनाते हैं सीरीज पैरेलल कनेक्शन करने के बाद, क्योंकि दिस इज अ पार्ट ऑफ पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. तो टेक ए स्क्रीनशॉट ऑफ दैट. एंड देन सेकंड वन इज व्हाट? कैलकुलेट द जी इक्विवेलेंट. जी मींस 1 by R. Conductance. If the R is resistance, what is the G? Conductance. And what is the unit of R? Ohm. If the unit of R is ohm, then what is the unit of G? That is the mho or Siemens. Or what Siemens? Now, this is the 8, 2, 4, S, 6, 12 and so on. That is given. Now you have to use your concept. What is the series connection of resistor? Is used for what? Parallel connection of conductance. And parallel connection of resistance is used, that same concept is used for what? Series connection of conductance. So please use that concept and try to solve that values 4, 6, 8, 2 and 12, and then get the answer. What is the total G equivalent for this particular diagram? Homework. Question from standard textbook. Then what is the voltage across a 4.5 microfarad capacitor? If one capacitor it is given, what is the voltage across that capacitor? If the charge on the one plate is 0.12 millicoulomb, how much energy is stored? When we are talking about the capacitor, guys, always remember Q is proportional to what? V. And then Q, what is the constant of proportionality? CV. That is the formula. The rate of change of charge is called current, and that's why if the C is constant, it will become C dV by dt. That is the current through the capacitor. What is the polarity? Always remember that is the current through the capacitor. It will enter through the plus, leave the minus, and then we can use this formula. Enter through the plus, leave the minus, then we can use this formula. Polarity is very, very important one. To understand the questions on transient, what is the polarity? Current will enter through the plus, leave the minus, then we can use this formula C dV by dt. Okay. Then by integrating, we can get the voltage across the capacitor. V is equal to 1 by C integral from ns infinite to t, right, I dt. What is the meaning of this minus infinite to t? We can divide it into two parts. 1 by C 0 to t I dt plus what? 1 by C minus infinite to 0 I dt. And guys, try to understand. This is called what? Initial value of the voltage across the capacitor, right? So once we are going to stop, then again we are going to start charging the capacitor. Then yes, in that case we have to find the initial velocity, just like your mobile. तो होता है ना कई बार, we have charged the mobile up to 50%. Then next day again we are going to start charging our mobile from 50% to what? Up to what? 100%. So that is called initial value, and that is called equation from 0 to t I dt. So that is what, if the initially the charge is 0 or voltage is 0, then we can make it what? 0, and you have to find this equation. That is the equation of voltage across the capacitor, guys. Now what is the voltage across the 4.5 microfarad capacitor? The value of capacitor is given, value of charge is given. You can find the value of the voltage by using this formula, and as you know, what is the energy stored in the capacitor? If everything is constant, then energy stored in the capacitor, WC, it is given by half of CV square. Half of CV square. This is the energy. Again, you can find a voltage, that is the Q by C, put here, and you will get the second formula for what? WC. So these two formula are important for capacitor. Okay. So that is the formula. Now, this is the time for another homework, guys. Try to solve this one. Okay, please try to solve and give me the answer in what? Comments box. Put your answer in comments box. Okay. Under a DC condition, find the energy stored in the capacitor. Under a DC condition. Under a DC condition means what? What is the impedance because of the capacitor, or what is the voltage across the capacitor? Already I have given. Under a DC condition, DC means if the V is constant. V is constant. So what is the dV by dt? 0. If the dV by dt is 0, so what is the I? C dV by dt? 0. Means when the current is 0 through any element, means effectively it will act as open circuit. Means capacitor act as open circuit under DC condition because the current is 0. Under DC current, capacitor will act as open circuit. So there are two capacitors, this capacitor and this capacitor, both will act as open circuit. Open circuit means there is no current through that capacitor. You have to find a voltage, like this voltage is from this point to this point. This is the reference. That this voltage is V1. So V1 is nothing but voltage across this VC1. Find the V1. Like this voltage is V2. V1 and V2. So what is the voltage across the capacitor? VC2. So what is the VC2 will become V1 minus V2. So you have to find the V1, you have to find the V2. Guys, remember this capacitor and that capacitor will act as open circuit. So this is a very simple question. 1 kilo ohm, 3 kilo ohm and 6 kilo ohm resistors are connected in what? Series. So first of all, remove the capacitor. Then 1, 3 and 6 are in series. Then guys, VC2 is nothing but voltage across this 3 kilo ohm resistor, because these two are connected in parallel. Okay, and VC1 is nothing but that is the voltage across the 3 and 6 kilo ohm resistor from this point to this point. I have given you the hint. Tomorrow I will give the answer for this question. Okay guys, and then we will solve more questions on what? Network. Okay, Please stay tuned with me so that you will get the notification about all my classes. And if you have the idea, give the answer in comments box. And you can join my Telegram channel, that is the Electronics by Sanjay Rathi. Okay. Then find the equivalent capacitance seen at the terminal of the circuit in the figure. Quickly, these two capacitors are connected in series. What is the connection in capacitor? If two capacitors are connected in series, then C equivalent will become C1 C2 upon C1 plus C2. And if the two capacitors are connected in parallel, then it is the C1 plus C2, opposite to that of resistance. Okay. Then these two capacitors are connected in series, that is connected in parallel. These two are connected in parallel. What is the C equivalent you have to find? Give me the answer in comments box. Okay, very easy, very easy one. Right. अब बोलेंगे सर इतना बता रहे तो सॉल्यूशन भी बता दो. भाई सॉल्यूशन बता दो मतलब सॉल्यूशन तो आपको निकालना है. You have to solve all these questions. These are the very basic questions. अगर इसको भी आपको सॉल्व करने में हेजिटेशन आ रही है तो गेट एग्जाम देखो, आपको पता है कि एक कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड है, बेसिक्स आपको स्ट्रॉन्ग करना होगा. तो बनाइए, जो भी डिफिकल्टी आएगी कल नेक्स्ट क्लास में मैं आपको बताऊंगा इसमें. और ये है लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑन इंडक्टर एंड कैपेसिटर. डिटरमाइन द वीसी आईएल एंड द एनर्जी स्टोर्ड इन द कैपेसिटर एंड इंडक्टर इन द सर्किट ऑफ फिगर अंडर डीसी कंडीशन. तो अंडर डीसी कंडीशन, इफ द इंडक्टर इज गिवन, कैपेसिटर इज गिवन, ऑलवेज रिमेंबर about the inductor, voltage is given by L di by dt. L di by dt. If the I is constant, for DC I is constant, so what is the di by dt? 0. If the di by dt is 0, therefore voltage is 0. So inductor acts as short circuit for DC and it will allow the current. But what is the voltage across the inductor? 0. So when we are talking about the capacitor acts as open circuit for DC, inductor acts as short circuit for DC. Capacitor, we have the voltage across the capacitor, but current is 0 under DC condition. For inductor, we are having the current through the inductor, but what is the voltage across the inductor? 0. But again, both will store the energy. What is the energy stored in the capacitor? Half of CV square. This is the voltage across the capacitor. And what is the energy stored in the inductor? Half of Li square. This is the current through the inductor. So first of all, make it open circuit, then make it what? Short circuit. Find the current through the inductor, find the voltage across the inductor. Then find the half of CV square, then you can find the half of Li square. That is called energy stored under DC condition. Very easy question. Make it short circuit, make it open circuit. Now, you will ask, sir, what is the use of all this? My dear friend, in a transient, under steady state, you have to find a final value of the voltage across the capacitor and final value of the current through the inductor. Then we have to use the same formula. Initial condition, exactly at t equal to 0 negative, again circuit will be in steady state. Inductor act as short circuit, capacitor act as open circuit. You have to find the current through the inductor, you have to find the voltage across the capacitor, so that we can find the initial conditions and then we can use those initial conditions to solve the equations. So this is a very basic one. So very simple. Make it what? Short circuit, make it what? Open circuit. Then 6 and 2 ohm are in parallel. Use the current division rule. Then you can find the drop across the 2 ohm resistor, and then you can find, once you are applying the current division rule, you can find the value of the IL. This much hint is sufficient for you, because tomorrow I am going to solve all these questions. So wait for that. Okay. So I think now you got the idea. I am not giving you the solution or something else. We are not going to get the same type of questions. But when we are solving the network or when we are solving the different types of question in competitive exams, this concept will help you. Okay. Final last question, inductor. Series connection, parallel connection. Okay. So inductor, when the inductor are connected in series, L1 plus L2 plus L3, this is in series. Parallel connection means 1 by L equivalent is equal to 1 by L1 plus 1 by L2 plus 1 by L3. This is called parallel connection. if the two inductors are connected in parallel, it will become L1 L2 upon L1 plus L2. It will follow the rule of what? Resistance. It will follow the rule of resistance. Okay, then use this formula. These three inductors are in what series? You can find the value, then this is connected in parallel, then these three are again connected in series, then you can find the L equivalent value here. Okay, again I have given you the 6 questions and I want the answer in comments box for all the 6 questions. Okay, तो चलिए कल देखते हैं कितने लोग बनाते हैं इसको. अब देखो आपको लगेगा यार ये चैलेंज नहीं लेना है, तो इट्स अप टू यू, लेकिन मेरी प्रिपरेशन तो यहीं से स्टार्ट होगी और आप भी अगर अपने प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो तो यहीं से स्टार्ट कीजिए, क्विकली क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व कीजिए. और कई बार ऐसा हुआ है कि सिली मिस्टेक्स में गलत कर देते हैं बच्चे, तो देखिए जरा कितने लोग आंसर देते हैं. यू आर ऑन बायजूस एग्जाम प्रेप, द मोस्ट कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ऐप फॉर ऑल कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, share the link of this session, okay, and like the session. Thank you very much for attending the session. Thank you very much.